Welcome back. It's a different spin on the popular Romeo and Juliet production. This one has more of a Latinx feel. Grab the family and get ready for a fun outdoor immersive experience. I spoke with Charlotte Caldwell, the director of Stoveworks, and Jules Downham, the director of the pop-up project.
Ladies, thank you so much for your time today and joining me. Let's start by talking about the pop-up project. What is this?
So we are a dance-based production company. Dance is kind of like our crown jewel, and we have about 25 professional dancers in our company of all styles that we work with. But what we do is put on massive productions, immersive productions or film productions, and then we bring in artists of all genres to work with us on those. So visual artists, musicians, hair, makeup, lighting, you name it, and we put on big projects together.
Tell me about this project coming up.
So September 18th and 25th, we have an immersive dance experience that's happening in the Stoveworks courtyard, and it's a dance adaptation of Romeo and Julieta, which is a Spanglish version of Romeo and Juliet.
And talk about why something like this would be important. Obviously, you have like the growing Hispanic population here. And just to make sure that they feel like, this is something I can relate to. I see people who look like me. Is that one of the reasons, like getting people out and getting more people involved in the arts, that bringing more of the arts to people that they can relate to?
Sorry, I've got it on mute because of the noise in the background. But yeah, I mean, that's an element of it, right? It's about really creating like a singular experience for all of the communities of Chattanooga to participate in. And the beautiful thing about Romeo and Julieta is because it's a Spanglish adaptation, which was originally produced by WNYC in Public Theater, hour-and-a-half long episode. It's about using a familiar narrative to create like one shared experience. And so the text can move like seamlessly in and out of each other. So that way people from our Latinx, communities can sit down with the people from the English speaking communities and actually just enjoy a thing together and not equivalent programs.
So that's one of the things. And again, so then you look at it that way, it's like also bringing people from all walks of life and all backgrounds together. Let's talk about immersive. You've used that term a lot. We're starting to hear more about this. And for someone who's like, okay, when they talk about the immersive experience, what are we talking about, just to kind of break that down?
Sure. So in traditional theater settings, you sit in a chair and the dancers or the actors are up on a stage, and there's what we call the fourth wall between you. So there's separation there. In immersive theater or immersive productions, there's no separation. So the dancers are right there. You can follow them. You can choose to walk over here, excuse me, and see what's happening over there. Or you can choose to step back and sit down. But there isn't that kind of physical separation between you and the action, and you can choose to kind of follow along as you want to.
You are more or less right there in the middle of it.
Exactly. So we consider the whole courtyard the stage, and the audience is sitting on the stage or standing on the stage or walking through the stage with us at the same time the dance is happening.
How important is that? Do you find that more people are, because again, when you look around, you're starting to hear more about these immersive productions. Do you find this is more, I guess, appealing to people now, as that they feel like you said, they're not separated? Like when I'm used to going to a play, I'm used to sitting there in my chair, and like you said, the performers are there on the stage. So, but this way, it's coming to you and you're more of a part of it. And so that's kind of a draw for a lot of people.
I think so. I mean, I think it's something that is different than a lot of sometimes what people are used to. And so that feels exciting. I think too, being close to a performer and seeing their sweat and seeing them breathe and having some agency in how you view it, like what angle you're looking at it from, what you choose to go follow. You might decide to go follow this actor or dancer. You might want to look at this side. It just gives a different experience. And I personally love them both. I love going to sit in the theater and just kind of watching. And I love going into very active, immersive experiences as well.
Does it kind of depend, I guess, on also maybe what that particular production is? Maybe some obviously are better immersive than others.
I'm sure, yes. I'm sure that there can be some that need to stay kind of more traditional and some that work. And I think one of the reasons that Romeo y Julieta works so well is because it is that familiar narrative, like Charlotte mentioned. Everybody knows this story, or most of us know this story. And so you can follow kind of in a non-linear way and still know what's happening.
Right. And you know, speaking to building off of that is like, you know, the contribution of like pop-up projects and the dance to this is it elevates it, and it also like it creates another like level in which the audience can participate. You know, it's not just spoken word, it's not just a familiar narrative, but that narrative is then like reinterpreted through dance, you know, and so they can feel the sort of the movement of and like the rhythm of the play in addition to, so it like folds in another sort of like participatory element to it.
Well, this isn't your ordinary fashion show. It will challenge your imagination and creativity. Get ready for the Chocolate Factory exhibition.